Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on exploring Stoic wisdom for modern living. And for our returning community members, welcome back. Before we get started, if you find value in today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps us reach more people. Let's talk honestly for a moment. Do you ever feel lost in the noise of modern financial advice? Are you bombarded with gurus promising quick riches, leaving you feeling more anxious than empowered? Maybe you're working hard, trying to be responsible with your money, but you still wonder if you're on the right path, a path that aligns with your values and leads to genuine fulfillment, not just a bigger bank account. In a world obsessed with fleeting trends and material gains, it's easy to lose sight of timeless principles that can guide us towards true financial well-being. What if the secret to a virtuous financial life isn't about chasing the latest investment craze, but about learning from those who have walked this earth before us, individuals who embodied wisdom and virtue in their approach to money, regardless of their circumstances? Today, we're doing something a little different. Instead of abstract theories, we're diving into the lives of real people throughout history. We're going to explore 6 fascinating case studies of individuals who, whether they knew it or not, lived out Stoic principles in their financial lives. From ancient philosophers to modern-day leaders, these stories are not just inspiring, they offer practical lessons and a powerful reminder that financial virtue is attainable for anyone in any era. As we journey through these case studies, I want to hear from you. Which story resonates most with you? What Stoic principle do you see most clearly exemplified in their lives? Drop your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Let's learn together from these remarkable examples of Stoic financial virtue. Ready to be inspired? Let's begin. 1. Seneca the Younger. Our first case study takes us back to ancient Rome, to the life of Seneca the Younger. Born into a wealthy family and rising to prominence as a Roman statesman and advisor, Seneca experienced the highs and lows of fortune firsthand. He wasn't just a philosopher writing about Stoicism, he lived it, especially when it came to his finances. Seneca amassed considerable wealth, yet he also faced periods of financial instability and even exile, losing much of what he had gained. It's in his writings, particularly his Letters from a Stoic, that we find profound insights into his Stoic approach to wealth. Seneca consistently emphasized that true happiness and virtue are not found in riches themselves, but in inner peace and wisdom. He understood that external circumstances, including financial fortunes, are ultimately beyond our complete control. He advocated for using wealth responsibly, seeing it as a tool that could be employed for good, but never as the source of happiness itself. Seneca urged indifference to fortune's fluctuations, teaching that whether wealth increased or decreased, our inner tranquility should remain undisturbed. His focus was always on what is truly within our control, our character, our judgments, and our actions. He believed in living in accordance with virtue, regardless of external circumstances. Seneca's life and writings pose a powerful question for us today. How do we maintain our inner peace and virtue amidst the financial ups and downs of life? Can we truly detach our happiness from our net worth, as Seneca advised? Share your thoughts on Seneca's example and how his Stoic wisdom on wealth resonates with you in the comments. 2. Cincinnatus. Next, we journey back to ancient Rome again, but this time to a figure who represents a different facet of Stoic financial virtue, Cincinnatus. A Roman statesman and farmer, Cincinnatus is celebrated not for his wealth, but for his extraordinary civic virtue and commitment to a simple lifestyle. Twice in Roman history, during times of great crisis, Cincinnatus was called upon to assume the immense power of dictator. Each time he answered the call to duty, swiftly resolved the emergencies facing Rome, and then, remarkably, relinquished his absolute power. He returned to his farm, to his simple life as a citizen farmer, rejecting the allure of prolonged power and wealth. Cincinnatus's story is a powerful embodiment of Stoic values like duty, simplicity, and contentment with little. He demonstrated that true honor and fulfillment come not from accumulating riches or clinging to power, but from serving the common good and living in accordance with nature. His choice to return to a life of modest means, despite having tasted immense power, speaks volumes about his priorities and his understanding of true virtue. Cincinnatus challenges us to consider, in a world that often equates success with material accumulation and status, can we find contentment and purpose in a simpler life, focused on service and virtue? What does Cincinnatus's example teach us about the relationship between financial simplicity and a life of meaning? Share your reflections on Cincinnatus and the virtue of simple living in the comments below. 3. Epictetus. Our third case study brings us to Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher whose life story is perhaps the most striking example of financial indifference. Born into slavery, Epictetus later gained his freedom and became a renowned philosopher, teaching Stoicism in Rome and later in Greece. Epictetus lived a life of voluntary poverty. He owned almost nothing and by choice embraced a life of extreme simplicity. His teachings, preserved in the Enchiridion and Discourses, are centered on the core Stoic principle that external possessions are indifference. He argued that these external things, including wealth and poverty, are neither good nor bad in themselves. What truly matters is our virtue, our inner freedom, and our response to external events. Epictetus emphasized focusing solely on what we can control, our thoughts, judgments, and actions, and accepting with equanimity what we cannot control, including our financial circumstances. His life and teachings powerfully demonstrate that a fulfilling, virtuous, and even joyful life is possible, regardless of one's financial status. He proved that true wealth lies not in the abundance of possessions, but in the richness of character and inner freedom. Epictetus compels us to ask ourselves, how attached are we to material possessions? Could we find contentment and even freedom in having less, focusing instead on our inner development and virtue? What does Epictetus's life teach us about the true source of happiness and fulfillment? Share your thoughts on Epictetus and the power of inner freedom in the comments. 4. Benjamin Franklin. Moving forward in history, we arrive at Benjamin Franklin, a founding father of the United States. While not explicitly a Stoic philosopher, Franklin embodied many Stoic principles in his practical approach to life, including his finances. He was a successful businessman, inventor, and public servant, yet his financial philosophy was deeply rooted in Stoic values. Franklin's emphasis on frugality, industry, and self-reliance, famously articulated in Poor Richard's Almanac, aligns strongly with Stoic values of self-control and practical wisdom. He advocated for avoiding debt, living within one's means, and diligently working to improve oneself and one's circumstances. His famous maxims, like a penny saved is a penny earned, reflect a Stoic emphasis on prudence and the responsible management of resources. Beyond personal wealth, Franklin also believed in using wealth for the benefit of society. He was a strong advocate for philanthropy and public service, reflecting a Stoic sense of duty and social responsibility. His life demonstrates that Stoic financial virtue isn't just about personal prudence, it also extends to contributing to the common good and using one's resources to benefit others. Franklin's example prompts us to consider, how can we apply Stoic principles of frugality and industry in our modern lives to build a solid financial foundation? How can we balance personal financial responsibility with a commitment to contributing to society, as Franklin exemplified? Share your thoughts on Benjamin Franklin and the practical application of Stoic financial wisdom in the comments. 5. Warren Buffett. For a contemporary example, we turn to Warren Buffett, the renowned investor. Buffett, despite amassing immense wealth, is well known for his remarkably frugal lifestyle. He still lives in the same modest house he bought decades ago and is famous for his simple tastes and avoidance of extravagance. Buffett's investment philosophy, focused on value investing and long-term thinking over short-term gains, also resonates with Stoic themes of rationality and detachment from fleeting trends. His principles of living below his means, avoiding debt, and focusing on intrinsic value rather than external appearances align with Stoic values of simplicity and rationality. He prioritizes long-term, sustainable growth over impulsive, risky ventures. Furthermore, Buffett is a strong advocate for philanthropy, pledging to give away the vast majority of his wealth to charitable causes. This commitment to philanthropy aligns with the Stoic ideal of contributing to the common good and using one's resources to benefit others. Buffett's life demonstrates that Stoic financial virtue can be practiced even at the highest levels of financial success. Warren Buffett challenges us to think about, can we maintain a Stoic sense of frugality and long-term vision even in a world that often glorifies extravagance and quick riches? What does Buffett's example teach us about the relationship between immense wealth and a virtuous, grounded life? Share your reflections on Warren Buffett and the modern practice of Stoic financial virtue in the comments. 6. Queen Elizabeth I. Our final case study takes us to Queen Elizabeth I of England. While a monarch with access to vast resources, Queen Elizabeth I demonstrated Stoic qualities in her financial management of the nation. Her leadership provides a unique perspective on Stoic financial virtue in a context of immense responsibility and power. Queen Elizabeth I was known for her prudence and fiscal responsibility. She inherited a kingdom with a depleted treasury and skillfully rebuilt England's finances through careful management and wise policies. Her focus was always on the long-term stability and prosperity of her kingdom, demonstrating a Stoic commitment to the common good and future generations. During times of financial challenge, Queen Elizabeth I remained composed and resolute, facing crises with courage and wisdom. Her dedication to her duty as queen, even in the often unseen realm of state finance, reflects Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and justice applied to leadership. She understood that responsible financial management was essential for the well-being and stability of her entire nation. Queen Elizabeth I prompts us to consider, how can Stoic principles of prudence and long-term vision be applied not just to personal finances, but also to larger systems and organizations? What does her example teach us about the connection between financial responsibility and virtuous leadership? Share your thoughts on Queen Elizabeth I and the application of Stoic financial virtue in leadership in the comments below. And there you have it, 6 inspiring case studies of real people who, in their own unique ways, embodied Stoic financial virtue. From philosophers to farmers, entrepreneurs to monarchs, these stories remind us that the path to a virtuous financial life is open to all, regardless of background or circumstance. The key is not just accumulating wealth, but cultivating wisdom, prudence, and a focus on what truly matters. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Stoic financial virtue. I hope these real-life examples have inspired you and provided practical insights for your own financial journey. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more Stoic wisdom, and share this with anyone who could benefit from these timeless principles. And most importantly, keep reflecting on these lessons and striving to live a more virtuous life in all aspects, including your finance. Until next time, take care and stay Stoic.